Hi everyone. My name is Michelle Rotell, and this is my first time doing a live here with our Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs. And I'm really excited to be here and share this journey and help anyone that can benefit from this. So please say hi if you hop in, if you're doing this or watching this now, or if you're watching it later, please comment below. So it says something, the current key frame rate is too low, recommended key frame. I don't know what that really means, so we're just gonna skip that part. But today what I would like to talk about is what we believe is what we achieve. And just to preface, I am a certified yoga instructor. I've been teaching since I was 15 years old. I'm 52, and I've been through every fitness genre you can think of. I wore the G-string leotards, and I've done the leg warmers. I've done high impact. I've done every fitness thing possible. And I have a degree in kinesiology and food science, and so my journey is interesting as well. But what's happened along the way is we change, and our ideas change, our beliefs change. Maybe not our core values, but sometimes we end up in our own head. And so today I'd really like to talk about that idea of being in our own head and getting out of that head so that we can achieve the things that we want to, and not just necessarily not believe we can do, right? So there's this resistance that happens. So maybe you notice that the word can't. So let's start with that. When we use the word can't, we instantly have a brick wall in front of us. We may be able to move forward a little bit, but that brick wall in our body and our mind are not connected. And so we end up hitting a wall. So whether that's self-sabotage from fear and we don't even realize it, or something from our past that says, hey, you can't do this. Someone else telling you, you can't do this, you can't do this. You can. You can, but you have to believe it. And so the idea of belief has to come internally. And the idea of belief is sometimes it's fearful, but we have to go ahead and follow our heart. Good morning, Tina. Thank you for joining me. Today we're talking about the idea of believing something in order to achieve it. So we have a desire to do something. Let's just say, and I know we have a lot, these are all entrepreneurs here, right? In some way, shape, or form, if you're on this group, you're here because you want to be successful, right? Or you are successful and you're sharing that with someone else and you want to help them be successful, but ultimately you want to be more successful. So there is a grand scheme of obviously this group. And so sometimes we're looking for approval before we go out and do that thing. Sometimes there's so much information, or we've tried all these things and it's not working. I work with women mostly over 40 that struggle with food freedom. And what that really is like always thinking about trying to lose weight, always trying to like get fit, feel better. Like something is holding you back in your body, that body confidence. And it might not just be the scale. That's just what we think is the ultimate goal. But ultimately, it's not the scale. It's how we feel inside. So the thought of being a certain weight or size is just a thought. But the feeling is really what you're searching for. You're searching to feel confident and sexy and energetic, and not focus on like, oh my God, all I focus on when I go somewhere is a diet. All I focus on, what am I going to have? Oh, if I eat this, and if you do, or you just have no control. I just did a workshop just literally before this with all my clients. And we were talking about, everyone was chiming in about like what their successes are this last week, and a couple of them said, I felt like I was in control. And the idea of the in control is not like power or control in a way that's in a negative way, but it's that feeling of not being out of control, right? So when our cortisol goes up, it gives us stress. But then we think, I can't do it, I can't do it, right? And so there's that idea of instantly when we say I can't, we want to flip the narrative so that we can do it. And once we believe we can do something, it becomes easier, right? Like instantly, when you're like, I got this, you might have a moment of like power and excitement. You're like, I got this. And when you say those things, the more you say it, the easier it becomes. The more you believe something, the easier it comes. The second we say we can't, we have that brick wall. So we were talking about the control. And the control of it is that I'm not in control is what we're trying to get out of. And so when we can lower that cortisol, and stress isn't necessarily just about the obvious, like, oh, I'm so stressed out at work, right? Or cortisol is our fight or flight hormone. And when we have that fight or flight hormone, really our bodies were designed back in the Stone Ages to use that cortisol if a bear is coming to jump at us, if predators of some sort are coming at us. But our world has changed clearly since the Stone Ages, and our body still creates that cortisol, still creates that fight or flight. Okay, so what we're doing is producing that cortisol in our body, which can literally get into our gut, can get into our heart, can get into our joints, can get into our head. And there's so many effects to that it pulls us back and we don't believe anymore. So what we need to do is believe. And we can actually play around and work with that cortisol and work with that stress level so that we don't increase it and we lower it out of our body. So we're going to calm the nervous system down today too. So I hope you stay with me for a few more minutes because we need to calm our nervous system down in order to calm or reduce, right? We don't want to release our cortisol. We want to lower it and deal with that stress. And when we believe something and we're positive about something, what happens is, because the predators have changed. Absolutely, Tina. I agree with that 100%. We still have predators out there, but it's completely different, right? We have cars, the people. I mean, think of it that way. And just changing just by what you said, Tina, is so powerful. Because if we surround ourselves around positive people, look, right? This group is so powerful. It's women helping other women, right? We are here for each other, not the other way around. If you're here just to benefit from your own business, then that's not helping others, right? Is you choose who you hang out with. You choose those things. And so believing who you deserve to be around, right? There again, believing will achieve. Surround yourself, believe that you deserve to have what you desire. And if you don't desire it enough, you don't believe it. So switch the narrative. And absolutely, our predators have changed. And that's why our body still goes into that fight or flight, is because we need to protect ourselves. But every time we do that, our cortisol goes back up. Now, I'm not saying don't protect yourself, because of course you have to protect yourself, but how do we deal with our stressors? Some things we get so stressed out about that are completely out of our control. And that's another whole topic. I'll be here next week. We'll do another live. But think about in a way that if you have control of certain things of yourself and how you act, it will also reflect on everything else that you have around you, right? So let's go back to what you achieve, you believe, right? So let's just think, when we say like, I got this, your body, like, you can't say, I got this. I mean, you can, but it doesn't come out the same, right? So, like, I got this. Whatever your mantra is, and we work on mantras as well in my program, or affirmations of the things that are important to you. Everybody's affirmations are different. But think about, let's say, even if it's something super vague like, I am strong. Now, strong doesn't have to mean I'm strong, right? Strong can be I am mentally strong, I'm emotionally strong, I'm spiritually strong, right? All those things that make who you are strong, you instantly have this like sense of energy. And when we have a sense of energy, our adrenaline goes up a little bit, our serotonin, our happy drug. So, right, we want that in our body. Happy drug, yay, right? So our serotonin goes up, our testosterone goes up. So anytime we talk positive, we smile, our testosterone goes up. And again, not so much testosterone you're going to turn into a man or like be all big and gigantic. It's enough testosterone to increase our metabolism, to increase the dopamine and serotonin in our body. But you know what else it does? Decreases our cortisol. So when we can release that energy, that powerful energy, by talking positive to ourselves and believing the things that you can do. Sometimes we have to fake it till we make it, right? That's a huge thing in business and in life, is like sometimes you just have to say it over and over, but you still have to believe it. Right? We talk about manifestation. I believe in manifestation, but really it's ultimately believing these things in order to do it. So that's really what manifestation is like believing something and seeing it over and over and over in your mind, and then it comes into fruition, right? Because those things are happening. You see it, you believe it, you're going to do it because you have the confidence to do it. And sometimes we're like, well, but I'm going to do it anyway. But believe in it anyway. Like, act like it is. Have you ever seen a superhero? A superhero doesn't sit like this, right? You're not going to believe them. Let's look at your business for a second. I'm going to just, obviously, I have Tina here. Maybe she can tell me what you do for your business, why you're here. So maybe if you want to chime in, Tina, since I believe that you might be the only one watching this live right now, that's okay. Because I'm confident and I know that these things, these words really, really help. But let's just say it is, I have a lot of business coaches here, right? And I'm a health coach. And not just a health coach, I'm a wellness coach. I think the health coach word gets very spread wide. But a confidence coach, accountability coach, so many things. But I'm here to help other business coaches or other believe that you can do the things. I own a marketing company, right? Okay, so most of the people I feel like that are on here are somehow marketing or, social media, how to get your business out there and make millions of dollars, which is fabulous, right? But if I went to you, Tina, and you're like, well, I kind of don't know what I'm doing, and well, this has worked-ish, you know what I mean? I wouldn't trust you. But if I go to Tina and I'm like, Tina, look, I need help with marketing. And you're like, yeah, I got this. Here's some testimonials. And even if you didn't have testimonials yet, right, you're just starting on your business, you're going to be like, yes, this worked for me. I do this. I learned this and it's working for me. And so I want to help you. And here's the things I can do for you. And here's, some proof that it works for me and all these things. And you're confident about it. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to hire Tina. Right? And you don't have to have all your ducks in the row. Maybe you're new at your business. I'm here because I have a ton of medical spine issues, but I got move more and change my mindset. Oh, awesome. So you're here at this live for me, like to listen, not me. But you're on this page originally to meet other women, right? For marketing. And so, Tina, I'd love to talk to you afterwards about, this whole thing. So please message me afterwards, and I appreciate you listening. But changing that mindset of, I can do this, right? I'm going to trust Tina in her business, even if she has a portion of it. So let's say you want to start your business and you're scared. But if you're scared, you're never going to start it, right? So start with the tiny little bit that you have, get people in your program, but be confident in it and then continue working on it as you go, right? Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much, Tina. I appreciate it. Um, and so believing that you are an expert in something, people are going to come to you because of your confidence. People are going to come to you and radiate to you because what you know is valuable. Um, so think about for a moment, right? And we're talking about this mindset, we're talking about this achieving something that you believe. Think about for a moment a year from now, right? And whatever it is that you're looking for, that positivity. And every time you do something right now, all you're seeing is a negative. Well, I put this much into my ads, and I do ads too. I have a mentor for my marketing as well. Excuse me. But sometimes I see like, well, I put out this money, but I'm not getting a return. I'm putting all these posts out and I'm not getting any responses. I can look at it that way, but I can also look at it as like, okay, every time I write new content, I can look at it as, is this working or is it not? Now I've learned something. I've learned, right? I've learned that this part isn't working for me, so I'm not going to use that anymore. So positive, I'm looking at the positive. I learned from this. Now I know not to use this anymore. And I will achieve the more I practice, practice, practice. And I believe that. I believe every time I talk to a new client or a potential client, I know that I have the confidence to help them, right? And I can't help everybody. We have to have mutual attention for each other. But I believe what I have and what I can share and the people that I've helped, I know I can do it. And you have to believe that what you offer is valuable. And if it's something that you're trying to achieve, you have to believe that you can achieve it. So I'm going to give you a couple questions right now. And yes, that is the attraction of marketing, right? Our words. I always need help with that part. So I'm going to give you a couple scenarios right now. And these are really about positivity. And when we journal, and you don't have to necessarily journal on a regular basis, maybe you want to, but I want you to visualize that person that is doing the things you want to do that give you that life and that energy and that power and that strength and that confidence and just really feed your soul, right? What you do should feed your soul. And I know a lot of people have to do a job for money, and it might be something that they didn't like. It's not the thing that feeds their soul. So on your time off, you've got to do something that feeds your soul, even if it's for a moment. Take a breath. Follow some yoga. Okay? I'd love for you to follow my yoga, but if it's not mine, find somebody that inspires you. Find that energy that drives you, that really is like, oh my gosh, this is my person, and follow them. Because it has to be genuine. And I could talk for hours because I'm so passionate about what I do. So what we're going to do is ask a couple questions, and you can save this for later, write it down, or maybe you want to do this really quick with me. But I want you to think of 5 things that made you feel peaceful this past week. What are some things, or where are the places that you can go that make you feel peaceful, right? I don't even have a yoga mat when I'm in my yoga room, which is where I am now, but I have yoga mats all over in my car. I have them everywhere. I go to studios. I teach places. So this is really my happy place. Sitting right here, in here, turn on my heater. I have this happy place. I love that I'm feeding your soul. I hope we connect after this. But I have other happy places. I sit outside and I just look outside, and I live in 2 different states. I live in California in a wine country, and there's always beautiful balloons, the hot air balloons at night or in the morning. And so I love going out there when it's not cold. And then I live in Wyoming on a creek, and it's just, there's always deer and always turkeys. So I'd love for you to follow me with that too, because I always have stuff on my stories. But it feeds my soul. Everywhere I go feeds my soul. And if I'm with my family, my heart is just so full. But sometimes I need to be by myself too, right? We need our own self-care. So think of 5 things that made you feel peaceful this week? Maybe it's one thing. You know what? If you can find one thing and focus on that one thing, you're already won. You have won something. Okay? I want you to also think of, so hopefully you're writing this down, you're coming back to it, you're like, oh my gosh, you can always replay this later. Or message me. I have a whole list. I'm only going to give you a few, but I have a whole list of these questions that you can do that really create that positivity, that in darkness, you're focusing on the positive rather than focusing on the negative. Okay, so the next one is, I felt proud of myself when, and I'm just reading off these because I don't have them memorized. I felt proud of myself when. What is something that really made you feel proud? And it could be as small as I called an old friend and I made her feel really, really happy, or I complimented someone, or someone complimented me for something I did, or I finished my lesson plan for my program, or for marketing, we're going to go with Tina. Like, I wrote, 10 pieces of content, or whatever, right? So what made you proud? It doesn't have to be this huge, grandiose thing. Be proud of the small things, because every time you celebrate your wins and you achieve more. Okay? So focus on the positive. One last thing is I enjoyed this. So what is something to focus on that you enjoy doing? Whether it's something with work or enjoyed, I accepted the truth. I'm still thinking it was a rough week. It is okay to know that you had a rough week, but look at it as you survived, right? You survived. How did you survive? How did I get out stronger? And what did I learn from that hard week, right? So it's how do we look at it instead of focusing on just that it was a rough week, right? Yeah, it was a rough week, but you're still here. You made it out alive, okay? And maybe you feel stressed, but don't you feel relieved now? Like, you made it out. When things are challenging, it makes you stronger. But again, how do you look at it? How are you going to deal with those things? We can't get rid of our work, right? We can't get rid of the people, our supervisors, and maybe they're not nice people, or maybe they're overbearing, or whatever it is that you don't like about them, or that makes you feel stressed out, right? Or maybe they're giving you more work. Well, look at it as like, they trust you. They wouldn't give you that work unless if they didn't trust you, they wouldn't give it to you. So maybe it's because you're such a good worker, right? So looking at it, how can I learn from whatever experiences that is, and what did you enjoy about it? And you're like, I don't see anything. I didn't enjoy a single thing. Okay, then what about when you got home? Like, do you appreciate when you got home? Think about, what are you thankful for? So it's on this list, and I'm going to give you one more, and that would be and you do feel better now. So I love it. Thank you, Tina, for being so interactive with me. I appreciate it. It definitely helps to have you here as well when we're doing lives. And I only have a few more minutes. I'm only allowed to do 30 minutes, so I'd love to speak with you afterwards. But the last one, even though I said I was going to give you 3, I'm going to give you 4. And I have, again, a whole list, so please feel free to message me or book a call. The link is in the description. What are you thankful for? And think about that. So I want you to think about, if you are thankful as opposed to grateful. When you're grateful for something, it's a feeling. Like, I really am grateful for this thing. And then when you're grateful for something, you see it brighter. And then you believe that you deserve it. So going back to the believe it and you will achieve it. Stay confident and strong, and notice that you can do it. You're the only person holding you back. Okay? Think about, if you have control over whatever situation that is. If you have control over that situation, or part of that situation, or how you act to that situation, your outcome will be different. Your outcome will be what you want it to be. And it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly in this big picture of like rainbows and unicorns and whatever it is, this like imaginary perfect life is, but it's how you see it. And when you see what you want and visualize who you want to be, and you believe that you deserve it, you believe that you can have it, it's okay to be scared. Now, I don't make millions of dollars doing what I do. And I know that, it's like, hey, be a coach and make millions of dollars or whatever. I don't want to make millions of dollars. I don't care. I want to help people, but I believe and I practice what I preach. And you have to do the same thing. You have to believe it. Be embodied by whatever it is that you're preaching. Be that. Believe it. And you will achieve it, right? It's hard. Successful people, the people that work really hard, right? We still have fear. We still have fear. But the fear isn't what takes over, because I believe I can do it. So I'm not going to jump into whatever it is. I'm going to take steps, right? I'm going to say, okay, I got this. Okay, I got this. So it doesn't have to be the big picture. You don't have to finish your program and then do it, right? Then it's scary. Like, what if nobody likes it? There's always a what if. Or I can be like, you know what? I'm going to throw this out there. If no one likes it, I'm going to try something else. I learned from that, right? I believe that I can do it. I want you to say that to yourself right now. I believe I can do it. I see myself there. I am worthy of it. I believe it. And when you believe it, you will achieve it. I promise you. It might take some time. It takes work. I'm not telling you it doesn't take work. You have to bust your ass. But you have to believe that you deserve it. You have to believe that you can do it. And I know you can do it. I totally know you can do it. So I only have a couple more minutes. I'm only allowed on here for half an hour. This is my first live. Please let me know if you have any questions or message me. But you can book a call and we can chat later and really get to know. But I work with women that are struggling with mindset and allowing themselves to release or reduce actually that cortisol. And whether it's weight loss or just feeling better or being able to get rid of pain and stress, and our adrenal glands are stored with this chaos is what I call it. It holds us back. It fogs our brain. That cortisol fogs our brain. It messes with our gut health. Our gut health messes with everything else in our body. And so reducing and releasing that cortisol out of our body, calming that nervous system down, thinking here, and not letting the control of food or sugar or yo-yoing or restrictive dieting and then over-exercising, and then you can't exercise and you're in this whole world of just this, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, all those things we talked about. So if you're joining me now, take a deep breath. You can close your eyes. No one's watching you. Take a deep breath. And I want you to let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Notice the breath going through your nose and down your throat into your belly. Send the message straight down to your gut. Your instincts, your gut, your heart, where your body thinks. And then when you exhale, release it. Can you feel that tension just releasing out of your body? Follow those breaths. Tell yourself, visualize it right here. Soften the space between your forehead, between your eyes, and let everything sink down your body. Take another cleansing breath through your nose. Feel that breath, just like a stream of water going down your spine and into your rib cage and through your hips and toes. And on the exhale, exhale it all out. Nice. I hope you feel fabulous. I'd love to chat. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. There's a link to talk, or you can message me privately. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thank you again, Tina, for joining me. And I hope you have a great day. I look forward to talking to you.